furthering a dramatic decline from 2020. The study published on the reprinted server medRx4, which means it has not been peer-reviewed, found that after falling nearly 1.9 years in 2020, life expectancy in the U.S. decreased another 0.4 years in 2021 as COVID continued to spread. Dr. Gregg Silverman joins us live to discuss this further. Dr. Silverman, what were your takeaways from this study?
Well, I think the takeaways were how devastating the COVID-19 pandemic was, that it really dropped the entire, it increased the risk of death over the large population and decreased life expectancy as an average across the population as well.
Oh, I know it's obviously not a good, happy topic, but what can we take away from this? What can we do to improve our current situation?
Well, I think if there's any positives to be said, it's that the death rate from COVID is going down. I mean, there's no question that the Omicron variant is a little bit less problematic than was the Delta variant or even the original variants when we didn't have any kind of immunity or any kind of vaccines before this. Now it turns out, if you look at the data in COVID, it looks like most people have been at least exposed to COVID, and so that they do have some antibodies and some resistance to whatever the next COVID round is going to be. That's a positive. It turns out that those people who have already had COVID actually have as long a immunity to COVID as those people who take the vaccine. So that's a positive. So there are some positives walking away from this. We're still sort of in the top 15 or 20. I mean, you could take that away and say, look, as far as life expectancy goes, we're not quite up there with Japan or Hong Kong, but we're not down there with Swaziland or the Congo. So we're toward the top.
I was just reading that there's some talk that a new nasal spray could be developed to help administer the COVID vaccine. Do you think that might be helpful in getting those who are a little resistant to shots on board?
Yes, I think it'd be for those people who are resistant to just shots, yes. But I think a lot of problems this is a political problem rather than a medical problem, and people have been handling it as if it's a political problem, which it's not. And mistakes have been made on all sides of this. And so I think you have to have some direction as far as where you want to go. I think that's been a problem. And that comes from the politicians. And I think the scientific edge of this has to be addressed as well.
Yeah, and I think that families need to make the decision that's best for them, too, when it comes to what they want to do with that vaccine. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Silverman, always a pleasure. Thank you so very much for spending the time with us, and we hope to see you back in the studios sometime soon. If this downward trend keeps going the way it is. Thank you.